Wow, do I have a deal for you folks today? Today only, you get 3 contest entries for the price of 1. So stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome to Northern Revolutions. I'm Rob. Welcome back if you're returning. Welcome if you're new. I'm back from a week away in the US for work. Did a trade show. And for the second time after trade show, I'm down sick with COVID. Fun times. Feeling okay though. Voice might sound a little weird. I apologize for that. But it is what it is. While I was away, I noticed a few contests have popped up in the last week or two. And I want to do them because I really don't want those folks to think that I don't support their channels, because I absolutely do. So the 3 that I saw pop up a lot are the Acronym contest from Steve at All the World's a Stage. There's a contest from Morten Aastad for his push to 650 subs. And then the Auditory Vinyl has a 1, 2, 3 contest. So I'm going to do all 3 of those for you today. I'll break them up. You'll see the timestamps at the bottom if you wish to skip to those. But I'll also leave links to those channels as well. So without me blabbing some more, let's get into it. Okay, so the first one I'm going to do, and this is just the order that I came across them in my subscription feed, the Acronym contest for Steve at All the World's a Stage. Steve would like us to show 3 albums with acronyms, be it the band or the title of the album or the song. So I've got 3. The first one that popped into my head, obviously, CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival. I mean, I think I can get away with this because everyone calls these guys CCR. Nowhere on any of their albums does it say CCR, but everyone calls Creedence CCR. This is actually, I just thought I would show this because I don't know that I've ever shown it before. This was a Record Store Day from 2014. This is a 10-inch on white vinyl. It's the 1969 singles. So I think this accompanied Willie and the Poor Boys. So it's got Proud Mary, Born on the Bayou, Bad Moon Rising, Lodi, Green River, Commotion Down on the Corner, and Fortunate Son. This is great. I mean, I have everything that CCR ever put out, but this is just kind of a cool Record Store Day release. So my first acronym, CCR, Creedence Clearwater Revival. The second one that popped instantly into my head, ELO, or Electric Light Orchestra. ELO. This is Jeff Lynne's band. This was their album from 1977 called Out of the Blue. I didn't have much ELO till I was gifted some by Crush'em Stylus Meets Vinyl. But this particular release was given to me by my friend Jeff over at Speaker's Corner. Thank you again, Jeff. One day he and I got together and went record shopping, and Jeff gifted me this at around Christmas time, which was awesome of him because Jeff's a super nice guy. This great album. Having not heard a lot of ELO, I like this. I mean, I'm a Beatles fan and a Wilburys fan. So, you know, Jeff Lynne's association with George Harrison and the Beatles and being a member of the Wilburys, I mean, it's not a stretch that I would like this, but I do. So the Electric Light Orchestra is my second acronym. My third acronym from Aerosmith's album Pump is the song Fine, F-I-N-E. What is the acronym Fine? Well, if you look at the liner notes, it says down at the bottom, effed up, insecure, neurotic, and emotional. Fairly simple. 3 acronyms. I'll leave a link to Steve's contest over at All the World's a Stage. Probably everybody's already seen it. I'm probably last to the party, but if you haven't, I'll leave a link to Steve's contest in the description. All right, my second contest entry, Morten Aastad over in Norway, I believe. Morten is doing a push to 650 subscribers, which I think he has already passed. And he would like us to do a few things. Firstly, mention his contest to 3 other channels. So I will mention this to Chris at Stylus Meets Vinyl. And I will mention it to Joe at Racer Records. And I will mention it to Jeff from Speaker's Corner, who I just mentioned a moment ago that I got the ELO record from. I don't think any of those folks have done an entry into this contest. Maybe they will. I will, again, leave a link to Morten's contest. So there's my 3 shout-outs. The next thing Morten wants us to do is show an album by an artist either from Norway or of Norwegian descent in the country that we live in. This was a little tough, but I got on the old Google box, and it turns out that we have one here in Canada. One Miss Joni Mitchell is of Norwegian descent. I believe her father has a Norwegian background. I've talked before that Joni Mitchell is a pretty revered singer-songwriter in Canada. Shockingly, I actually don't own any Joni Mitchell. I should own some of her albums, but I don't. But I do have this album, which she plays on, and this is the band's The Last Waltz. This was their sort of swan song when they decided to call it quits, sort of. She comes on here and plays her song Coyote with the band. Fantastic performance, by the way. So while I don't own a Joni Mitchell record, Joni Mitchell is on this, The Last Waltz. And the third thing that Morten wants us to do is to show an album by a band or an artist either from 1971 or that was born in 1971. So I'm going to show something that I haven't shown before. This is an album from 1971, the Flying Burrito Brothers. This is their 3rd album. I think it's the first one that everyone knows, Gilded Palace of Sin, which I have. But this is their 3rd album from 71. Just before this album was recorded, Chris Hillman fired Graham Parsons. But the reason I picked this up, I had Gilded Palace of Sin, and it was pretty good. But I picked this one up because this fella right here, one Mr. Bernie Leadon, after this would go on to co-found the Eagles, and I'm a big Eagles fan. So, it's fine. Honestly, it's a little too mellow and a little too folky for me. But, still, it's not a bad record by any means. But from 1971, self-titled Flying Burrito Brothers. So there's Morten's contest. I will leave a link to his contest video in the description. If you haven't done so already, please check it out. And the last contest that I'm going to do today, Doug over at the Auditory Vinyl is doing a contest which he's calling the 1, 2, 3 contest. And what he would like us to do is to shout out another channel and show a record that you might see on that channel. So I'm going to shout out Daryl at Northern Vinyl Guy. Daryl lives in Northern Ontario, way more northern than me. So it's appropriate he's a Northern Vinyl Guy, even though I had the name Northern first. It's all good. I think Daryl's like way, 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 way north. And like me, Daryl has a love for Canadian music, which I think is fantastic because the more we talk about it, the better. He has a recurring Canadiana segment, and I do a lot of Canadian stuff. So I think that's awesome. We're sort of brothers in arms in that regard, I think. I think Daryl has shown this before in one of his videos, if memory serves me correct. This is Loverboy from 1980. The big hit off of here was Turn Me Loose. I think the other one was This Kid Is Hot Tonight. Mike Reno's the lead singer. I think these guys had some popularity south of the border, I think. They're sort of, 80s rock in the vein of like Journey or Foreigner, I guess. Kind of that pop rock kind of thing. Great album. Pretty sure that Daryl has shown this one before. So check out Northern Vinyl Guy. I'll leave a link. The second thing that Doug would like us to do is show 2 bands or artists or albums that are not talked about much in the VC that we think people would like. I could go obscure on this, but what's the point? I don't think these guys are obscure, but I don't think I've ever seen anyone ever show this band before. other than myself. The Old 97s, rock band from Texas, fronted by a guy named Rat Miller. They've been around for 25 years, 30 years, I don't know. They have like a dozen albums. They're a rock band, but like a Texas rock band, and they're fantastic. This is their album from 2014 called Most Messed Up. I've got most of their albums. They're fantastic. Just great high energy Texas rock. And I don't see anyone talk about these guys, and I'm not sure why. Maybe I'm just not watching the right videos, but I never see anyone talk about the Old 97s. They're awesome. And the second one that I want to show is in a similar kind of vein, actually. Kind of one of the founders of alt country, Uncle Tupelo. Now, I've seen them mentioned once or twice, but given how awesome they are, I'm surprised not more people talk about them. Maybe it's because they weren't together for very long and only have, I think, 3 albums and I think a live album. Uncle Tupelo split up and they went 2 different ways. One branch went off to form Son Volt. The other branch went off to form Wilco. So an important band, but very cool alt country, late 80s, early 90s. This is their album, No Depression. I love it. Anodyne is also incredible. I've got that one. I think maybe it's just because they had such a short life as a band, but man, they created 2 other influential bands. So surprised not a lot of folks either know about or talk about Uncle Tupelo. And the third thing that Doug would like us to do is show 3 albums by the same artist from different bands. So be it an artist that's been in 3 different bands, or a band and a solo album, or an album that they play, whatever. Different acts that the same artist has been a part of. So my artist du jour, Mike Campbell. This is his most recent effort with Mike Campbell and the Dirty Knobs. 3rd album, just came out a month or 2 ago, called Vagabonds, Virgins, and Misfits. I love it. My favorite of the Dirty Knobs albums, and I love all of them. It's kind of like Tom Petty meets garage rock, kind of. It's really, really, really good. This is exceptional. So check out the Dirty Knobs if you haven't already. And of course, the reason we know who Mike Campbell is to begin with is he was the lead guitar player and co-writer of Tom Petty's with Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. This is their Live at the Fillmore residency from 1997. There's like a big box set. This is the 3 LP version. It's incredible, by the way. I love everything that Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers put out. And this is what Mike Campbell did for 40 years, is be the leader of the Heartbreakers. And then lastly, something that Mike Campbell played on. I mean, he was a member of Fleetwood Mac, but there's no commercial recordings of that. But I'm going to go with this. Mike actually plays guitar on Stevie Nicks' solo album Belladonna from, I think, 1981 was when this came out. He plays on about half of the tracks. Tom Petty's on here too. So there you go. That's it for Doug's 3-2-1 contest. I will leave a link to the Auditory vinyl. Please check out that contest as well. That's a wrap, folks. Thanks for hanging in there. 3 contests in one video. I wanted to make sure that I got them all in, though. Like I said, I'll leave a link to every channel. Please check them out. They're all very deserving of your time and attention. That's everything for me today, everybody. Catch you on the flip side.